Howdy. I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan like I am, but if you are, you're familiar with the phrase, winter is coming. And for all the seasons of Game of Thrones, winter is coming is kind of tantamount to some serious shit's about to happen here in the kingdom. And between that line kind of continually coming to me, and then having a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today where she uttered the phrase from someone she knew, well, I've been doing it this way for 55 years, so why should I do it any differently now? And that's why we're talking about winter is not the only thing that's coming to your relationship. I'm Geoff Laughton, yourrelationship.architect.com. Welcome to the Tuesday Relationship Tidbit. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you did something that was just completely out of the box for you? Something particularly with your partner, something you did together that if anybody had said, hey, why don't you two go do something like this? You would have gone, what? Are you kidding? We don't do that kind of thing. All right, well, that's indicative of one of the things that I've seen over the years that really is the root cause of a lot of conflict, a lot of fighting, a lot of disconnect between a couple. And what that is a fear of change. The mind naturally likes to orient towards familiar, comfortable, even if it's being comfortable with feeling crappy. So creatures of habit want to try and avoid change, but fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, we're pretty much wired to keep changing. So change is really one of the few constants there are in life. And if we keep resisting change individually, or you know what, if change is making you pucker up too much, let's substitute the word grow. Growth. We are wired to grow. We're wired to evolve. So if we're not doing that as individuals, and we happen to be in a relationship, if you're not doing that as an individual and you're in a relationship, then guess what? Your relationship is not evolving. Your relationship is not growing. And that, my friends, is the kiss of death. Even if you stayed in a relationship your whole life, it's the kiss of death to any vitality, any aliveness. So, quick story. Talking to a buddy last night. He and his wife have been together for somewhere up near 28, 30 years. And, they generally have an okay relationship. And they've had, like every relationship I know, they've had some challenges. And for their entrepreneurial enterprise, they just spent the last 4 months on the road, living in a van that he customized to be kind of a traveling home away from home, and went from Colorado to Florida and spent in that time, I think he said 8 full loops around the state of Florida, working on promoting and selling their product. So I want you to imagine, particularly if you're living in a, suburban home or an apartment, I want you to imagine, if you can, if you're in a relationship, or think about the last one you were in, if you're in between right now, could you have imagined living 80% of the time in a van without a shower? So wet wipes become the hygiene du jour. And you're working together all day, and you're living in this little van. And yeah, you can go, they would walk along the beach on the Florida coast, and, so it wasn't like they were in the van all the time, but they were in the van a lot of the time. So imagine, could you cut that in any way? That, according to my buddy, actually brought him and his wife so much closer together. And not just because they were proximately close together, but it brought them emotionally closer. And it was something that they were doing to fulfill on a dream. So my question to you is, when was the last time that you and or your partner just did some completely crazy seeming thing like that? If it's been a while, it's time. It's time to start. So I want to quickly introduce you to a concept called two in the box. So your average couple, American couple, I'll say, you grow up, you get married. Ideally, you're supposed to stay married. You have a family. You're in your house. I'm in my house right now. This is a box. And my wife and I and our two dogs live in this box. You could say we're two objects, two of four animate objects living in this box. And if that's your entire world, guess what happens? You kind of get tired of the same old box, which is part of why I think people like to go buy shit in the queue. Because the average relationship is about staying comfortable with two in the box. Not much outside input a lot of the time. Maybe not a very active social life that you share. How a lot of people may not really go out and feel it's okay to pursue their own individual likes and interests if the other one isn't behind it, or if the other one doesn't want to do it. If that ever describes you, it's time to break the pattern. Break up the pattern. Shake stuff up. If you're two in the box more of the time, get out and go do trips that you've always wanted to do but haven't. And I'm not even talking expensive, far away trips. Maybe you just haven't even gone to a park that's an hour away from where you live at sunset and walked hand in hand and noticed how beautiful it is where you live or where that park is. Maybe it's you haven't gone to a different restaurant, or you've gone to the same restaurant and you haven't ordered anything different for the last year. So break it up. Allow change to happen. Proactively change things up. That will prevent whatever the winter is that's coming to your kingdom from being completely scary or even negative. Take it in your own hands to look at where you're too comfortable. Start changing shit up. Good for you. Okay, if you are at all interested, by the way, in finding out where your relationship or your future relationship might most be ready to have some shifts, then click on the link above and you can learn more about how I can help you look and see what that might be and whether or not that's something you want. All right, everybody, go out and love fiercely. Enjoy the rest of your day. Here in Colorado, it's kind of warm again after snow the other day. Go out and have fun, live fiercely, love hard. Okay, next time. Bye.